Hi guys, welcome to Truth Talkin Thursday. We are Jim and Jane, and we are good to yak for another week.
I like Jack and Jill.
So, Jack and Jill?
Yeah, Jim and Jane. Anyway.
Went up the hill. Huh, we'll have to think of a new one for that. Yeah, that's just funny. All
Okay.
right then. Yeah, I'm not that quick, so I can't just rhyme something off right now. So, last week we were talking about freedom and what else? Started with something else.
Rights and freedoms.
Anyway, and we had quite the interesting little chat, and you know, my mind is just a lovely little vortex of swirling, blah blah or something. Yeah. Shh. Anyway, so I've been thinking more about freedom, and maybe part of it's because I've been reading a book called The Power of Now. It's by Eckhart Tolle, and it really makes a lot of sense to me. Anyway, and it made me think about freedom. So I know that I came across as disagreeing with you, but after giving it some thought, I think I actually maybe don't disagree with you. Because I was thinking, actually...
Oh, you're no fun.
Listen here, mister.
Yes, okay.
I was actually thinking that, in a way, we aren't free. And the reason we're not free is because of the very things that I said make us free, if that makes sense. Because in us, I said that we have an internal knowledge that we aren't necessarily taught, but it's there. We have that in us, and it kind of gauges what we do. Well, I just said gauge. So if you have a gauge, that indicates a restriction of some kind. And so having said that, the only freedom that we have is when our mind is blank, and for me, that's not very often.
No.
Not that it's filled with anything good or worthwhile, but it's just...
Don't listen to that. That's not true. So.
Anyway, so now that I said that, I'm sure you have something else to say. And be nice.
When have you ever known me not to be nice to you? My goodness.
You just basically told me I'm no fun. Actually, you literally told me I'm no fun.
Oh, you're no fun anymore. So, to me, I agree that we don't. We're as free as the society we live in allows us to be free. So they call it free, but we're not.
It's free with qualifications.
But I agree that you, with what you said, in that the only place that really remains free at all is within us, in our heads. I mean, folks still don't have control over that yet.
So, hey, is that why, or no, let me rephrase that. Does that fact contribute to so many of the negative things that happen? So if something happens and it makes me mad, but society won't let me express the mad, and it builds up and then blows up over something totally unrelated to why I was mad,
Mm-hmm.
and I've never dealt with it, the mad that I first felt. Are you following me or no?
I'm sort of, yeah.
And she's off with her mind.
You see what I struggle with every Tuesday?
Oh, you have it so rough. So rough. Anyway. I don't know how to explain it.
I think I understand what he was trying to say, and I agree. But, I mean, rights and freedoms are really kind of... If somebody believes that they have a right or a freedom, then that means that somebody else doesn't.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
So if somebody is kind of, if somebody is going without their rights and freedoms acknowledged as being appropriate, then there's no freedom.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was trying to say last week as well. I mean, if I get my way, that means that somebody's not getting theirs, because we don't have 100% agreement across the board all the time on everything.
And it seems like there are certain people that always restrain themselves because they don't want to step on anybody's toes, or they are aware that if they get their way, somebody else won't. And then there's the other side of the coin of the people that always seem to get what they want because they don't really give a crap.
They don't care. They don't care about your rights and freedoms. Mine are the only ones that matter.
And you know what? I'm sick and tired of being the one that never gets her way.
I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
I'm sick and tired of it. No. I get my way in a lot of things. I'm very blessed. I have a wonderful life. I was thinking about that this morning, in my little gratitude journal there, listing my 10 things that I'm grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
And
Good calling, by the way.
there's so much that I have to be thankful for.
Mm-hmm.
So that last comment will just strike that right out. I'm not sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Oh, I am. I get sick and I get sick and tired of the crap that goes on out there, just like millions of other people. I don't act on that, but it doesn't stop me from feeling like that. And whenever I have the opportunity, I would let somebody know that I felt like that. Yeah, I mean, people just take care of their business and stuff, but they get embarrassed.
I know.
They get embarrassed too.
I know. And I don't know. I'm sure I've done that too. My kids never had tantrums in stores. I guess I was really lucky. I had really good kids.
Mine did, but it was a very limited engagement.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
So with that brings me to, I don't know how much time we have left, a couple minutes.
Nope.
But
15 seconds.
15 seconds.
Talk real fast. Quick, go.
The difference between selfish and self-care. People struggle with this mightily. And to me, it's really quite simple. I mean, what's the difference? I'm asking the viewers or the listeners here. What's the difference between the two? Because there's a vast difference. And rather than have a conversation about that, I'll tell you. But selfishness really means that I am getting my needs met at the expense of other people's needs being met. So as long as I get what I want, I don't care what happens to you. That's selfishness. That's done by folks who really don't have any of those freedom boundaries and those rights and all that kind of stuff. Whenever I do that, I take away your freedoms and your rights. Self-care is what you do. You strive to get your needs met, obviously, but you don't do it at the expense of other people's rights and freedoms or their needs being met. So one is, I don't care about what happens to you and your rights and freedoms and what you need and stuff like that. Mine are more important, and I'm going to do whatever I need to do to get them met. That's selfishness. Self-care is basically taking care of your business. I need to have this, or I need to do that, or whatever. So I recognize what I need. Good for us. And I strive to get those needs met, but I will not do it at somebody else's expense. That's self-care. That's where we need to be with what we do all the time.
I totally agree with that. Yeah.
But some people won't because they think it's selfish and self-care are the same things.
I agree with that. I think that's the way I used to think.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think that's why I was raised with the religious beliefs that I was under, that there was no difference.
Yeah, and there's a vast difference.
There's a huge difference
for
your own mental health and sanity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you have to practice.
You have to do that. Yeah. So don't be afraid to take care of your needs. Just don't do it on somebody else's back.
True. Very true. Well said. Couldn't have said it any better.
There you go. Well, thank you.
So on that note, have a great week, everybody.
Thanks for stopping by.